I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. I'm on it.
Hey, Freak Show! You're going nowhere!
We'll do it live! Fuck it!
Welcome back, kids and coaches, with another episode of West of Nowhere. I am Levi, and I kind of mumbled kids a little bit.
Yeah. And I'm Shane, the cat slayer.
Yeah. The cat slate, dude, you got some hate in the comments this week on the how dare you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Did you think that was going to work that in your favor or against you like that, or what?
I actually loved it. I thought those comments were hilarious.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Before we get to the comments, you want to read off our Patreon people this week?
Yeah. We'd like to thank Adam Pacino, Tony Burgess, Mark Stadler, Natalie Tacarante, Kylie Gangwish, Colby Jordan, Chantel Stadler, Colton Zamersla, Jeremy Brazzers, and TJ Jonak.
Yeah. Yeah. So, again, we're ending with TJ's name, and God, he went ham against you in the comments. He even got his cats involved.
Is that what that was? His cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
His cats have YouTube accounts. Nice.
Yeah, he's got. Well, they have Facebook profile pages too, and it's funny because like sometimes if somebody like is giving him shit, they'll just start chiming in. and it's pretty great.
I love it.
But yeah, so like I'll start with his comment because then having them back up his comment is pretty funny. So TJ says, "Great, now you've done it, Shade. They've become untethered, and their rage knows no mortal bounds. They do not forgive. They do not forget. They are legion. Godspeed." So his cats came in. Guns a-blazing. Emma says, interesting, Shane. You better watch your back. My clouder has always been strapped up, son. Which, I don't know what that means, but it sounds dangerous.
It sounds dangerous, yes.
Emma she's a little ginger cat. She's a sweet old lady, but she's got an attitude, so just so you know. And Zozo, he's like part Maine Coon, like he's a big boy, hefty boy.
Yeah.
But he's a little cuddle bear. But he's anyway. This is what Zozo had to say. Yeah, Shane, this podcast has way too many Shanes in it. It said too many cats in quotes. That's like saying, "Aw, shucks, I sure wish there wasn't so much love and affection in my general vicinity." Catch you around my block. I'll scratch some corneas and gobble them up. On God, for real, no caps, say less. My guy Gritty's away. Which, all right.
Yeah.
That was aggressive.
The cat got aggressive, yeah.
Yeah, I love the... This podcast has way too many Shanes in it. Like, direct response to what you said. There's too many cats. Man. And Kylie's got a comment about the background music, which if you listen to the audio, you'd know there's some background music on last week's episode. And she said if you can figure out how to do the background music on YouTube as there is on the podcast version. And then she did the Italian hand, which I think is supposed to be Chef's Kiss, but I like to go gabagool. So,
Gabagool.
You know. And then she said, in response to the comments, leaving a comment to argue, or well, you know, we'll respond and you can argue with us, but then it was really just argue with me. She says, Levi, the master of arguing, which I'm not really that good at it, but I'm tenacious, and I think that helps me out a lot. I'm annoying. Like, I'll just keep going. Like,
yeah.
That's my superpower. Like, I don't get bored with it because I have nothing else to do. Everybody else has got kids and lives and stuff, and I'm just like, I'll argue with you about stuff for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie also went on to say, I just had a conversation with my mom about the advances of car safety and seat safety. Car seats expire, and she thinks it's all a scam for more money, but a lot can change in the research and the standards in the 5 to 10 years of the life of a seat. I'd rather be safe than sorry, or yeah, safe than sorry with safety, which I feel like is kind of redundant a little bit. Safe than sorry with safety.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Pantera Girl replied to that comment, which we don't get a lot of replies in the thing, so I'm glad this conversation's happening. She says, agreed, I was in a car accident with my then 6-year-old when we flipped 2.5 times. Ricky Bobby did. Car seats work. I replaced ours when they expired, and so glad I did. I have seen a show segment on that showed how the plastic can structurally deteriorate over time and break apart in an accident, which is true. Weirdly enough, plastic's not great. Who would have thought? It's like plastic sitting in a car that heats and gets cold and overheats, and especially, I'm pretty sure Pantera Girl's in Florida, so you got that hot weather, and the car is basically a fucking greenhouse. That's gonna soften that plastic over years of dealing with that heat. And there's no winter in Florida, so it's not like you get a respite. But even so, you got the constriction of material when it gets cold, and that's bad for it too. So, yeah. And then we get into the trad life discussion. Kylie said, hashtag trad life is fucking hashtag trash. Get over yourself. No one cares. 50s were full of abuse, segregation, and suppression. No thanks. Which is funny because Kylie's a stay-at-home mom. Like, she lives, she takes care of her kids, and she doesn't even find herself aligning with these people, which is weird. It's almost like your fucking shit sucks. Who would have thought? And then she said, dude, Shane's spot on, but I'm full of more hostility regarding the 50s stay-at-home mom life. I am a stay-at-home mom. She used acronym SAHM, which I've never seen before, and I was a little confused when I started reading it, but I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because the cost of daycare is insane. Very true. It's very difficult, but Ellie and I are very much so a partnership, even though I don't work, but I 100% see how the moms were all hopped up on drugs or were alcoholics. It isn't for the weak, but it takes partnership. It is much easier these days, I would imagine, versus then. I also married for love, not survival. Also true. Yeah, that's kind of the thing people did like back in the day.
Yeah, for status,
like,
yeah.
I gotta get married. Like, otherwise I'm trash, and society thinks I'm trash because I'm not married. She said the youth pastor can burn in hell. The guy who was recording girls in the shower, which accurate. And since he's a youth pastor, he probably, he believes that place exists, so that's a good place for him. Then we got Pantera Girl commenting on the cat thing. She says basically depot for cats, which is, the when we were talking about
birth control?
Like, the birth control, yeah. Great. Wonder if the poor girl kitties will have to deal with weirdo, horrible side effects too. And we thought cats had attitude problems already.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Like, cause those like any kind of birth control does have like kind of an effect on people, whether it be positive, negative. But there's a lot of mood issues with it, right? So
yeah,
it's
because
like,
it's hormones. Yeah.
You get a cat riled up, man. I don't know. Good. She also did know about that giant seaweed thing that we were talking about, and she said, you didn't mention that it's twice the size of the continental U.S. Because I didn't know that. I read off the the biblical size of what they said it was, like but that it didn't tell me, that didn't go. It's also because it was probably written for people who know what sizes are, and not just dumb Americans like me.
Yeah.
It's 498,000 million bananas wide. And then she talks about the zombie comment with the bath salts. Remember that?
Yeah.
Because we brought that up. Good times. And then made fun of when you didn't respond to my Wolverines comment. And I agree. When we were talking about the Russians, I was like, Wolverines. And you're just like,
I know it's a Red Dawn reference, like.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't fucking respond, okay? And then she mentioned that she works in custom picture framing, and had a lady drop $1,000 to frame two $30 posters for her and her best friend that she got at the Taylor Swift concert in Chicago.
That's insane.
Which is a lot. Side note, I work with a girl who went to that concert. Apparently and allegedly, I've been doing some, I would say harmless gaslighting by telling her that she's saying too much about the concert, so now I don't believe that she ever actually went. She keeps going, like, every time she's working, she's like, oh my god, it was just so unreal, like, blah, 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 blah. It was just unreal, I just couldn't believe it. And I'm like, is it because maybe you didn't go?
Yeah.
You think that...
You think you're just trying too hard to make all of us believe that you went?
And then somebody else will say something about it, and she'll start talking, and then she'll, like, look for me, and then she'll see me, and, like, because she knows I'm going to make a comment about it. And then Pantera Girl went on a comment tear to get us up to the 50 comment mark.
Yeah. She also did one other thing. She said, when talking about the new Apple goggles, is Shane talking about Upload?
Oh, yeah.
So I was actually talking about Altered Carbon.
Oh, yeah.
That's what, yeah, and I couldn't for the life of me think of the name when we were recording, and I felt like an idiot that I even brought it up without knowing the name for sure.
I wanted to say Altered Carbon, but then I didn't want to be wrong. So.
Yeah, it was, yeah. That's what I was thinking about, because in that show, it's very, like, it's like heavily AR, like, stuff going on.
Yeah, because they get, like, well, they're, like, bionic to a certain extent.
They get mods and shit, yeah.
Yeah. Very, very cyberpunk, you know.
Definitely.
And then we got a comment from somebody I haven't seen before, Matthew Van Cleve, and he said, "Love the podcast, keep them coming." So, thank you, Matthew.
Yeah.
But yeah, so so where are we at now? We got a bunch of comments. So what does that leave us with your promise?
Oh yeah. So Matthew Van Cleve, if you're somehow deciding to check this episode, because I'm assuming you commented because you saw that and you heard to leave a comment for the shirt, well, congratulations.
You won.
You win. If you will, you can either email us. Yeah, email us your stuff and I'll get you a shirt sent right to your door.
Yep. Yeah. And it's just, isn't it just walkpod@gmail.com? I can't remember now.
I can't either.
Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick. I got it. Fill the air. Somebody say something. Yeah, it's WOKPODCAST@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Walkpodcast@gmail.com.
Email us your information and we will send you a shirt. So now that you guys crushed that, we'll bump it to 100. All right? 100 free shirt. But no more than 5 comments
per person.
You can comment stuff as much as you want as long as it's about the episode, but
it's got to be pertinent. It can't just be comment 41.
Yeah, comment 42.
Comment 42.
I like what you did there, Pantera Girl, but
we gotta try and keep the conversation flowing. At a certain point, though, I'm not gonna be able to read all these comments at the beginning of the episode.
Well, yeah, well, obviously that then it'll just have to switch to just like Patreon people who leave comments will read their comments.
Oh,
but right now we're
since we don't have that many people.
Yeah.
Well, that's on you guys, on the listeners. So fucking figure it out, dude.
Yeah, but so yeah, 100 comments, another free T-shirt.
I made this sign.
Yeah.
Going 10, but then I realized that's way less than 100. So
just do this a bunch, which looks like I'm doing something else. So I'll stop.
Yeah. Tune in Tokyo. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, are you ready for some news?
I am ready for some news.
If I was gonna give this week a theme, it's gonna be dead people, which is okay.
Damn it.
Because it's not like it's some shitty dead people sometimes. I mean, you'll see, we'll get there, but or just death in general. So, with that being said, we're gonna go right into it.
Okay.
Theodore Kaczynski. aka the Unibomber,
He died.
is dead.
Nice.
Died in prison.
There we go.
81.
Good for him.
Yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Unibomber had this weird manifesto that he was like, technology's grasping at humanity and it's gonna take over and it's gonna be blah 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 blah. And he just went on this tear about it. And then he's like, you know what? To really drive this point home, I think I'm gonna mail bombs to people because that's how you get people on your side.
That's
of
how you raise
argument.
awareness.
You explode people. Now, not really a really good idea if you want to like get a majority support, because I think most normal-brained people of a reasonable cognitive ability would be like, maybe don't blow people up. I don't know.
Yeah, if you gotta send bombs, send glitter bombs. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They don't kill anybody.
Send a package of dicks now that you can do that, right? There's still that company
I think
that
so.
mails dicks to people.
Yeah.
That was the best. If they're still around, if not, rest in peace to a great idea. Because holy shit, you really knocked it out of the park. Because that's such a harmless way to fucking just eat at somebody. Like,
yeah.
Because they have to open it because it's gonna look I've seen them. They look official. They look like a normal, kind of mail. So it's like,
there used to be a website that you could send random animal poop to people.
oh man, that's amazing.
Like,
I also found out there's a website you can send camel spiders to people.
Oh my god. Like, unbeknownst to them?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You can just mail a camel spider.
Fuck that.
You can buy one and mail it to somebody for like $60 or something like that. Which, if you don't know, if you're unaware what camel spiders are, go ahead and give them a Google. They're gigantic and terrifying.
Yeah, that's the thing of nightmares.
Granted, they are not like, they're not going to eat your face, but they are creepy. So,
Dude.
I'm not really arachnophobic, but let me tell you, camel spider the size of a dinner plate? No thanks. I'm out.
Yeah,
I'll have Ragnar take care of that one because he'll do it. But
dude, honestly, there's this. I looked the other day and it's still there. There's a website called thisiswhyimbroke.com.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah,
It is just full of stuff you never knew that you needed.
yeah, just a bunch of random
Just
shit. Huh?
crazy stuff. Yes.
That's fantastic.
So,
But yeah, so fucking Unibomber. Now, I will say that I was on TikTok the other day.
Of course
and aka last night, and like 3 swipes in, 3 videos down is a video talking about the Unibomber, and it says rest in peace to a true king, and I'm like,
What?
is this the greatest troll of all time? Because think of how ironic that is. If somebody's genuinely being like, man, rest in peace to the Unibomber on TikTok, how fucking funny is that? The dude hated where our society was going electronically, and you're like, fucking Ted's a real one, dude. Like, holy shit. Anyway, like and subscribe. Like, he would fucking hate you so much. And so his manifesto is I'm pretty sure you can still read it, but it's 35,000 words, which feels like a lot.
Yeah. God.
Yeah. So that was like his thing. He was mail bombing people, and then in 1995, before he was identified, he demanded newspapers publish his manuscript, and then through the manuscript, they were able to kind of dig through clues and find his brother, and then they were like, yeah, that's for sure Teddy. Old Teddy Kaczynski. So anyway, he's dead, so that's cool.
Yeah, I like this.
Now, Ted Kaczynski died this week, and there's people who were saying he's not even the shittiest person to die this week, because noted and divisive, I'll say it, televangelist Pat Robertson dies at 93, and he's a very like extremely conservative evangelist. Like, he's like a pre-Joel Osteen kind of thing, right? Like,
Okay.
if you don't know who Pat Robertson is, that's kind of his deal. He used to come on the TV and preach about this and this and this. He even ran for president a couple of times.
Good for him.
It's really funny because, like, he, like, in the 80s, he was probably his most famous, but he ran it against George H.W. Bush in 88. And, like, in the primaries, like, he ran on the Republican ticket.
Yeah.
He, in his presidential bid, he exaggerated some military service that he had, and he avoided combat duty by using political influence, in direct converse of what he was, like, saying that he did. After 9/11, Pat Robertson and fellow televangelist Jerry Falwell, which Jerry Falwell, he was a piece of shit too, but they condemned and put the blame on abortion doctors, feminists, gay people, and the American Civil Liberties Union. They were like, you guys are what's responsible for 9/11. Not any of that shit that, W did in the early 90s, but, it's fine. Also, Pat Robertson, this guy, he would, for Hurricane Katrina, you're familiar with it, right?
Familiar.
He, went on to blame Hurricane Katrina on gay people, he's, like, saying this is, like, a God's reckoning kind of thing, for America's sinful nature,
Okay,
aka cool. And it's 2005, so this is 4 years after he blamed 9/11 on gay people and abortions. So like, it's not like he went backwards and he's like, you know what, I might have misstepped. So he's a pretty cool guy. The reason I know about him primarily is because Sam Kinison makes fun of him in one of his, or maybe a couple, I don't know, at least one of his stand-up specials from back in the day. And he's talking about how he would, like, because Pat Robertson's basic, like, his way to do his evangelism was, he's like, God spoke to me and he wanted me to do this. He called me to do this.
Called me.
And he's like, he called on me to do it. And he's like, yeah, I think God called Pat Robertson and told him to run for president so he could look like a total asshole in the political arena. He's like, I also think that God probably wakes Pat Robertson up in the middle of the night to check his tire pressure.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Pat, it's the Lord. Yeah, I know you're sleeping. Hey, listen, I'm going to need you to go out and check your tire pressure for me. I know it might seem untimely, but I think it's good. I think you do that. So, anyway, he's a pretty cool dude. He liked to spread hate through the message of love and religion, which is kind of interesting, kind of weird thing to do, but that's what he he liked to do. He said in 2003 that maybe we need a very small nuke thrown off on Foggy Bottom to shake things up like Newt Gingrich wants to do, which is, I don't know, assuming something that they, it's 2003. There's some weird shit going on, but like gay men deliberately spreading HIV using rings that cut people. Like, there was a conspiracy that gay dudes wore these stabby rings to give people HIV, and that's how it was spreading so quickly.
Oh, wow. That makes total sense, dude.
Yeah, and so, like, when you'd shake somebody's hand and it'd cut you, and
Boom.
give you AIDS. Yeah. So anyway, it's not like he was, bombing people or anything, but I think when you use a position of authority like that, because, like,
to spread hate
to say,
yeah.
to say somebody's like an evangelist and they don't have any influence over people is kind of a silly way to look at things, because the fucking Kenneth Copeland. You remember those videos from COVID when he's like, COVID-19, I implore you to get out. Like, he's the one that looks like Satan, but he like, yeah, like those kinds of fucking people. Like, they have followers, and their followers can be kind of wild. So, I don't know. Anyway, good riddance, Pat Robertson.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy. Jerry Falwell, I mentioned. He was kind of a shitbag too, but I only like his son, Jerry Falwell Jr. has a documentary about him, and like how he might be a cuck and his wife might have banged a lot of like young dudes, and like, so they're pretty cool. But his dad, Jerry Falwell, he most infamously was one of the opponents in the movie People versus Larry Flint, where Larry Flint wrote a fake article about Jerry Falwell, or a fake ad, like parodying a common liquor ad that was a thing at the time where celebrities would talk about their first time. And so he was like, Jerry Falwell talks about his first time, and it was like his mom in an outhouse with a goat or something like that. Something like completely ridiculous, you know? And Jerry Falwell sued him, but then Jerry Falwell also like replicated and sent out the ad to like tell people about it, which is like which is against copyright protection. So he like countersued him. It was a big shit show back in the, I think in the early 80s, but God, like this, it's such a weird like time. You had Pat Robertson, Jerry Falwell trying to be televangelists, and then meanwhile you got people making fun of them all the time. It was a good balance, checks and balance system, you know.
I do like it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this isn't really death related, but it could be. So, Cocaine Bear, right? We know the story. We love it. It's great. What animals and what like random things would you like combine them? Like an addicted bear to a drug is pretty wild, but like what if you gave like not mad cow disease, but what's like another disease that kind of like fucks with your brain, like gets you all crazy?
Rabies, right?
Right, rabies. What if you put rabies into a wildebeest of a fucking animal like a moose? Tell me how crazy that would fucking be. Right?
I guess it'd be pretty wild. Where is this going?
So a moose in western Alaska tested positive for rabies. Which, moose are already aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know who doesn't know this, but moose are angry all the time. Meeson, if you will.
Yeah, Meeson.
And and they fucking, like, I remember driving around when we were in Alaska and like just seeing them, and I'm like, that is a big fucking animal. Like that, like I've been to the zoo, I've seen giraffes and shit, but like moose are like built. They're like, you know, they're all shoulders.
Yeah. They never skip. They never skip fucking, you know,
shrubs.
day.
Yeah. They're 12 feet tall. Like
they're massive animals.
And now you're gonna give them a disease that makes raccoons attack people? Like, are you kidding me? That's not. I don't feel like that's safe for anybody. That's not good.
Is this gonna be a new? You think it's gonna be a new movie?
I hope so. I would pay an insane amount of money to watch a moose terrorize people from a safe distance.
Movie idea, right? So you start a crazy animal universe, right? So you already got Cocaine Bear.
Yeah.
Then you do Rabies Moose. Then the next movie you do a crossover, Cocaine Bear versus Rabies Moose.
Fucking Godzilla versus King Kong and shit. I'm in. Here's the thing. I wish if I had to like wheel and deal my way around in like a teleporter time travel deal that was like omnipotent and I couldn't like get hurt by anything, but I could go back in time.
Yeah.
I would 100% show the Romans where North America was. And then I would show them where to find A, moose, obviously, but B, fucking grizzly bears. And then I'd take them to the Congo and have them get some silverback gorillas and I'd have them settle the debate over who would win in a fight, a goddamn grizzly or a gorilla.
It's a fucking
once and for all.
gorilla all day long.
No.
Yes.
You're insane.
You are fucking
insane for this.
Listen here. All right.
There's no fucking way.
Another animal movie, LSD Tiger.
Oh my god. No, wait, we have the dolphin story though. We can just have the dolphin beat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
Where that lady jacked off that dolphin a lot.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
I mean,
Yeah.
the lady jacking the dolphin off would be fun.
LSD. No, yeah. Well, maybe. I don't know. For the dolphin,
I
probably.
need you to stay off E-fucked.
Oh. Okay, oh, dude, you know what else?
What?
We can have all these orca that are attacking sailboats involved in some way, because I don't know if you've been seeing that, but they are straight up attacking sailboats.
Meth gorilla.
Meth gorilla.
See? So you do those. So right, you
yeah.
have those 3 movies. Then you do LSD Tiger, 1 movie, and then Meth Gorilla, 1 movie, and then you do another movie where those 2 fight, and then the winners from both of those fights make another movie. You know what I mean? It'd probably be Cocaine Bear versus Meth Gorilla, whatever.
I think we're gonna have to reevaluate LSD Tiger, because it's not like LSD Tiger is gonna want to like go on a crazy rampage as much as like maybe PCP.
There we go.
Maybe we give him. Yeah.
Yes, there we go. PCP Tiger.
Oh my god, that would be great. And then the spin-off of like a very aggressive animal that like gets into a bunch of opium or something, like a polar bear. Just fucking chilling.
Just a super chill fucking polar bear. But when he's itching for it, he kills people. You know what I mean? You gotta get the bear the opium.
He's fiending.
Yeah. He starts fiending. He starts killing people. Yep. Opium polar bear.
I'm in on this. I don't have very much money, but I'm gonna donate it to this cause, because holy shit.
Oh man, were you done with the list of people that died this week that were bad?
Yeah, there's no more dead people.
Well, there's another dead guy.
Okay.
So Robert Philip Hansen was a former FBI agent who received more than $1.4 million in cash and diamonds for committing espionage on behalf of Moscow.
Bitch. I talked about him last week.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. You got to pay attention.
No, you did not.
I 100% did. Yes, I did.
I remembered the money thing.
Oh, well, I told you about the jewels, and then he fell in love with like a stripper.
I don't believe you.
Remember?
This is not how I don't. You're lying to me.
Tell us in the comments.
We didn't even talk about Tina Turner.
Yes, we did.
Lies.
Yeah.
Lies and slander.
Bro. You're hanging out with the fucking opium polar bear too much. You're wonked hard. Yeah, I got a fun thing for you. Okay, you've watched Matt Rife's stand-ups on YouTube?
Yes.
Or no?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Why'd you do the heavy side? What's happening?
So I think he's funny, right? Obviously, he's funny because he's getting so popular. But I'm also just so tired of fucking hearing about him.
Yeah.
And like, okay, I understand that girls find him attractive because he's a pretty dude. But holy fuck,
annoying.
Can we shut up
it's
about
annoying
it?
how pretty he is. I wasn't going to talk about that specifically. Now, he just launched his tour, right? Which sold out fucking everywhere. Which, side note, I don't think it's that impressive to sell out anymore because people are just buying the tickets to scalp. You know what I mean? A sold out show means jack fuck anymore. Like, asses in seats when showtime hits, that's impressive, right? But like, right now, as it is, sold out shows don't impress me. Write a Shania Twain song about it.
But also too, though, everyone's still reeling from quarantine and how we couldn't do anything for like almost a year.
Right.
So everyone is just trying to get the fuck out and do everything.
Right. But what I was going to say is his tickets are selling out, so the resale value on his tickets are insane. Like $300 for a comedy show level insane.
Wow.
And that's not that's like you can get there's some shows that are cheaper, but then they're like $300 for like a VIP meet and greet kind of thing, which makes sense. Like if you're going to pay that money to see him and like you're going to go jerk him off in the back, whatever, I don't know.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do that.
I mean, I've seen him. You get it. No, but there's a lot of like, it's the same shit that happened with the Taylor Swift concerts where people are reselling them for like $3,000, and it's like, what the fuck, dude? So there's been a lot of people having like crises on Facebook that I've seen, like, and it's weird because it's like I'm friends with a lot of the people from like some time suck groups, you know?
Yeah.
And it's all of them that are involved in like this crazy like rabidness about like, first of all, you got the edgelords who are like, who's Matt Rife? Never heard of him. And they like, but there's like 13 people that all have the same post. Who's Matt Rife? Who? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool, we get it. You don't know who a thing is. Cool beans. But then you have people like, this fucking guy sucks asshole, and anybody that pays money to go see him also sucks asshole. And it's like, okay.
He
well,
does recycle jokes a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. But then, but what I'm getting to is the fact that there's people like that are like, oh, he's a greedy piece of shit because his tickets are $300, and it's like, dope. That's not how shit works anymore. Like, I don't know where you've been, but Ticketmaster will sell tickets to fucking anybody apparently and let them gouge you until your kidney's gone.
Yeah.
For insane amounts of like. So he had to like make a post on social media like, listen, if you're paying hundreds of dollars for my tickets, you're buying them from the wrong people, like, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which is true. Like, and also, how are you gonna call a dude greedy who has two comedy albums for free on YouTube? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he's not even. He's just like, put it out for free, dude. I don't care. Fucking whoever wants to see it, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's my little rant about
That's
that.
your rant. So you're in love with Matt Rife?
I do think he's funny. I mean, I am annoyed that he looks that way and is funny, but
look, you're not supposed to be both. You're either supposed to be funny or attractive, not both.
Yeah, look at me.
Like,
see, not even funny. No,
you know what I mean? Like, there's like, but besides him, like, it's like what, Ryan Reynolds? He's not supposed to exist either. There can't be this many.
Yeah, and that's why he's so popular, is because he's a breaking mold kind of fucking thing. Ryan Reynolds, get out of here. You do too much. I don't know.
Yeah.
It is annoying. The first time I saw him, I was like, okay, here we go. Let's listen to this comedian that looks like a model. I bet his takes are real good. Cause, oh, my life's been great. Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's nice to me. So funny. Like,
girls are always
it's like when you.
It's terrible.
Oh. My dick's always hard and always wet. What? It's like when you listen to like the hot girl at work complain about her problems, and you're like, "Shut up, dude. You don't even fucking know." I don't care. I don't care. You haven't lived, man. No, that's aggressive. But yeah, like I saw him. I'm like, this fucking piece of shit.
This fucking.
Oh, you gonna make me laugh? You gonna make me laugh and look like that? Okay.
I'm just gonna say. I'll just say this though. He's no Tom Segura. I'm sorry. He's nowhere in the same league.
Yeah. That's like, yeah. Tommy Buns. It's so crazy how, like, casually, like, people who are like teed up that way, like that high level comedians.
Yeah.
Like, have very little effort into making people laugh. Like, Tom Segura is one of the best at, like, you know, and then, like, riffing with people. Like, him and Andrew Santino, when they get together on their podcast, like, either one, like, they'll just riff into a fake story about, like, none of it's true, and it's all hilarious. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, like, you know who Johnny Pemberton is?
No.
He played, I don't know if you ever watched Superstore, but he played as Bo in Superstore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Cheyenne's husband. And
God.
That dude, every time he's on YMH with Tom Segura and Christina P., he fucking shreds. Like, he is so effortlessly, like, just on it. And I'm like, I've never, like, and he was talking about conspiracy people one time, and like he just went off on this like character. He just became this guy who was like talking about like they were like, you know, when you talk to somebody who's kind of like, you should look into it, man, like what if, and then like he just went off on this tangent about being this guy, and I was like dying. I could not breathe. And it's like, and he doesn't look like Matt Rife, so what does that tell you? No,
See, you can't be both. Someone's writing his jokes for him, dude. He was on Wildin' Out forever, so he's used to having somebody else write stuff for him, you know.
Yeah, and then he was on. They tried to reboot TRL, and he was on that in like 2018, something like that.
Okay.
I was reading about it. I didn't watch it, but I was reading about it. I was like, oh, okay.
I bet you have it recorded. Yeah.
Jerk off to it every night. Yeah. Whatever.
Shut
up.
Secret Mac Rife superstar, a super fan of your, huh?
Shut up. I'm not laughing though. He's not funny either.
Dude, he's not. Speaking of Andrew Santino, have you seen any of the show Dave?
I haven't watched the newest season, but I'm familiar with the show.
Okay,
yeah.
So I watched the new season. God, dude, it is so good. It's like it's so weird. Like the way he acts in that show. I hope it's not how he acts in real life, because like he is so like self-absorbed, self-obsessed. It's fucking wild.
Dave, Lil Dicky?
Yeah.
Dude, Andrew Santino looks like if me and Mark had a baby. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Isn't that wild? Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, you and Mark should have a baby.
Mark, hit me up, dude. Now, I was thinking about that, like, the first time I ever saw him was on, I think it was on YMH, but I saw him and I was like, holy shit. And me and Mark's hidden love child that's also older than us somehow. Don't tell Chantel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, those are the things we got going on in the woods today.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah,
I do have one more.
Okay.
One more funny thing. You've heard of Cracker Barrel?
What's that?
You piece of shit. I've been there with you. I know you know what Cracker Barrel is.
Where is that located?
You piece of shit. It's a restaurant.
Where they serve what?
Food. Breakfast.
I think you're lying.
You've been to Cracker Barrel.
I feel like
why are you?
You're just trying too hard, dude. I've never been to obviously I've never been to Cracker Barrel. Okay, you're just trying to make them think that we've been to Cracker Barrel together, which is a weird flex.
Why are you gaslighting me about this? We've been there. So yeah, Cracker Barrel, aka, the whitest restaurant in America.
It's mediocre food. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not great, but you got to go to one at least once, I guess, every time you visit a town that has one for some reason.
Yes.
Anyway, Cracker Barrel, posted a picture of a front end of their store. You know how they got all the shitty like wicker furniture out there and like old timey work instruments on the wall.
Right.
Well, they had a rainbow chair, which is to celebrate Pride Month. And holy shit, dude. The like crazy, rabid, hardcore conservative people like got real mad about it. And I saw the Facebook post and they were monitoring that pretty good because I didn't see any negative comments. But what I did see was the laugh to like ratio on like comments and the post itself. And so there's like 41,000 reacts and there was like 3,000 laugh reacts and then like 1,000 sad reacts and like a bunch of angry reacts. But there's a lot of good reacts too, right?
Yeah, got it.
But I just think it's funny that they're like, fuck it, dude. And I think I know why all these companies are like, fuck them. We're just going to do our thing. And I don't necessarily think people are wrong about saying it's, the follow the money. Like they're trying to chase the buck by catering to groups of people. But I don't think it's that. I think it's them realizing that their demographic is slowly dying out.
Yeah.
So they gotta tweak their method a little bit and go, you know what? Maybe we should start seeding the ground a little bit and start watering the plants and grow this new demographic properly because old people are dying.
Because the average age in a Cracker Barrel is probably like 45.
It
would probably
if not higher. Yeah.
I'm just saying it would probably be higher, except for the fact that grandparents take their
bring the
grandkids.
baby. Yeah.
So
yeah,
because for instance,
you got those two extremes, and yeah,
we went home to Georgia, right, when I took Emmett and everything. The first thing my grandparents did was they were like, we're gonna go out to dinner, and I was like, cool, and I didn't think to ask where we were going, but we drove straight to Cracker Barrel, and I was like, damn it,
son of a bitch.
I love my grandparents, so I ate there, didn't complain about it.
Yeah,
but yeah, they got to do something because they're like their store they have as soon as you walk in the door, it sucks.
Yeah,
it's full of shit you don't need or even want.
Yeah.
So they got to do something.
And I will say this isn't even like the first time that they've dipped their toes into like fixing reputation of being hardcore, conservative people.
Mm-hmm.
In 2013, they pulled the Duck Dynasty items from their store, their shitty store, following one of the I can't remember which one it was, but one of them said that basically gay people were an abomination or something like that.
Yeah, he I forget what he said, but I've talked about it before with other people. But yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and but they did respond, or like they did replace the items after a few business days, because I guess people fucking lost their shit on like social media back in 2013. But yeah, so that's what I got.
Nice. All right, well then we'll hit this list off real quick and then we'll get out of here.
Yeah.
Number 1 is Midnights by Taylor Swift. Number 2 is One Thing at a Time by Morgan Wallen. Debuting at number 3, Almost Healed by Lil Durk. At number 4, SOS by SZA. That album is going to be, it's like never, I don't think it's left the top 10 at one time.
Not yet, no.
Like it's been there.
5 weeks, yeah.
Number 5 is Dangerous Double Album, Morgan Wallen. Number 6 is Lover by Taylor Swift. Number 7 is Getting Old by Luke Combs. Number 8 this week, Envy T by Bad Bunny. He's just climbing right back up.
Yeah. What if he makes it all the way back up to 1 again?
That'd be wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'll have to listen to the album. I'll have to check it
out. That'll be the final straw.
Number 9, American Heartbreak by Zach Bryan, which, by the way, he has the same birthday as Natalie does, so that's wild. And then at number 10, Religiously, the album by Bailey Zimmerman. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Check out the linktree /walkpod WOKPOD. We'd like to thank our friends Dutch in Denver, No New Friends podcast, Kicking It with the Kellys in the Remedy Room, and then just one more time, if there's 100 comments next week's episode, actual comments, not comment,
yeah,
then we'll do another shirt.
Yeah,
and we'll read as many as we can in like the first 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
That's a good call. Yeah, we gotta cap it at some point. If it becomes a trend, we gotta figure it out. But
yeah, we want you to do it.
Yeah,
but
we want you to do it. We want you to participate. But at the same time, if you're commenting on this show, you like how it goes. you probably like us doing the normal thing and not just reading what you already said.
Just an episode of us reading comments.
We'll have to do one of those at some point.
Our favorite comment on every episode.
Oh my god. That would be insane. Oh, maybe too much. I don't know. But that's it, right?
Yeah, everyone congratulate Matt Van Cleve for winning the shirt this week.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah. So thank you guys. Man, that's it. I've had enough. Peace out, bitches.
Tip your bartender.